In the immediate post-war period, Sweden was strongly intent on maintaining its state of neutrality that had kept it away from the disasters of the two world wars. A neutrality that was armed and based wherever possible on nationally built products. In this, the Air Force had the support of an important national production company, Saab, which over time had refined its techniques and had equipped itself with good designers and workers. At the end of the war, however, Saab did not have significant experience with swept-wing technology, which was very important for the creation of a national jet aircraft capable of competing with those of other states. The holders of the state-of-the-art on the swept wing were certainly the German designers, from whom all nations drew at the end of the war. The information on the swept wing was obtained directly in Switzerland by the Swedes and included the drawings of the Messerschmitt Me P1101, P1110, P1111 and P1112 fighters, which we will see in various dedicated videos. The documents came from Messerschmitt engineers who fled to Switzerland at the end of the conflict. Saab project manager Fried Wanström brought these secret documents from Switzerland to Sweden in 1945. Based on this documentation and Messerschmitt's experiences, Saab was able to build the Saab 29 with swept wings. In fact, if we study the structure of the Swedish fighter, we realize that it is a clever mix of the various construction techniques and structural organizations developed by the German designers of Messerschmitt. The wing organization, the stress relief points, the wing connections, the tail fins, the management of aerodynamics, the choice of materials, the joints and so on. In 1945, several projects of the future Saab fighter were created, with different configurations. The very first drafts had a split air intake, but in the end a configuration with the air intake in the nose was chosen, which was then more functional compared to the turbojet that was chosen to power the aircraft. The first prototype of the Saab 29 flew on the 1st of September 1948. The first aircraft of the series were delivered to the Swedish Air Force in 1951. A total of 224 aircraft were delivered between 1951 and 1953. An attack version was introduced and delivered between 1953 and 1955. The 361 aircraft delivered remained in service until 1957 when they were replaced by the A-32. Later, the Saab 29C reconnaissance version was developed in 76 examples between 1954 and 1956. These remained in active service until 1970. The S-29C was equipped with the PQ-17 radar warning system and thus became the first Swedish fighter to have radar. However, due to its role, it had no weapons on board, only cameras. It is significant to note that with this aircraft Saab was able to sustain the costs of the next two fighter projects that alternated to form the first fighter line of the Swedish Air Force in the next 15 years. making Saab an aircraft industry with cutting-edge technology and perfectly competitive at an international level.